This is the Daily Well, your easy road to health, the what, why, and how that you can draw upon regularly for your overall well-being. Hi, I'm Rita Patel. Welcome to the Daily Well, Spices Part 2. I would like to welcome Reggie. She'll be co-hosting the show with me today, and we're going to continue talking about different spices from black pepper, chili, cumin, turmeric, basil, and oregano. So, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And so in the first part, we did some vegetables. We did two different types of vegetables, and we were talking about the benefits and the taste and how to use spices. So we're going to continue with that, and we're going to do more of a snack thing. So one of the things is we think about spices and we think about cooking and we think about, oh, you put it on vegetables or you maybe salads or dressings, things like that, different meat dishes, but we don't think beyond that. But it's really, you can put them on everything. So another thing we may not think of is that you can actually boil them and steep them and drink them like tea. So what you have here right now is you have basil steeping in hot water, and she'll try that when it's cool and steep through. And you can add other things to it. So we have lemon here. So Reggie will let us know if the lemon will enhance the basil or not.
Okay.
And it's a really wonderful tea because it's really, really good if you're feeling stressed and if you are having any sort of respiratory problems.
Basil tea.
Basil tea, yeah. But you can do the same thing with oregano. If you boil cumin and black pepper, it's really good for your digestive system, helps with the burning of fat, things like that.
So right out of the jar, we don't need a tea bag. You're saying you can take these spices and put them in boiling water and make your own tea.
Yeah.
Now, do you have to strain it, or do they dissolve?
They don't dissolve. You'd have to strain it, or you could have it in your mug and put the boiling water in there, and just let it steep. Or you can get those. They're like loose tea bags that you can buy in the grocery store, and you can fill it in with loose tea. So you can fill it in with anything. So you already drink probably something like mint tea or chamomile tea, and that's what that is. So it's just taking it further in your thinking. It's like, oh, there's other things you can try that with. And again, as if you've ever had mint or chamomile tea, it's fairly mild, right?
So I've always thought of tea bags as tea leaves, where these are all kind of leaves
so
too,
we're
right?
doing the tea process, but that is true. Okay. Tea is tea leaves. That is true tea, but we're doing the same steeping process, so we have no other vocabulary, so we'll say it's holy basil tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So more so than flavoring your food, these all have their own properties that really help our bodies. Right. So that's the part that we're kind of stuck in the flavor. But they have a lot
and
more than that,
just to recognize, you don't have to know specifically all the things because it is a lot. But it helps our bodies. It helps prevent us from getting sick, and even in warmer weather. And warmer weather is coming up, so food going bad in the warm weather, whether it's raw food or fresh foods. Basil is really good for that. I mean, actually, all of them are. They're antibacterial, antiviral, so antifungal, all that stuff. So it'll prevent. And like I said, cumin is really good at preventing botulism.
Really?
Yeah.
So are you saying that it'll save the food from rotting?
Well, it's all these spices, including salt, were used as preservatives at one point.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you think about it, it slows down the process, or it kills the bacteria that is going to, that would make us sick. Yeah.
So cumin is the super
yeah,
one
but
for
they all have that quality. Wow. Right. So using spices, has that practical effect also. Yeah.
That's really good to know, because you use it. I've always used cumin on fajitas, any kind of Mexican thing I'm making, but for flavor. Yeah. But now there's so much more than just the flavor.
Yeah, and when we talk about food, we're talking about taste and all that stuff, and our digestion and thinking about that. But digestion affects your mental well-being, right? And so some of these directly affect our well-being, and I had mentioned in the last show with basil, it's really good for stress. So even if you have a basil plant and you go by it, the smell of it, just the aroma will reduce your stress. So by you doing that, and stress, anxiety is it's so common. It's like everybody is talking about it all the time. We talk about it so much that it's normal.
Wow.
right?
Yes.
And so it has all these effects in your body. So that's mentally, it affects you on that level, and that affects all your other body processes. Turmeric is really, has been tested to treat, has some effects, positive effects in treating depression or preventing it. And black pepper in general is really good for brain health. And some interesting things is if you smell black pepper oil, or just even the black pepper, but it'll make you sneeze, you stand up straighter. So for older people, that's really good because they'll be more aware of their posture, and it'll help from preventing from falling.
Okay.
So yeah, and then also just inhaling the vapor of the oils is helpful in helping people from quitting smoke to quit smoking.
Of pepper oil.
Pepper oil, black pepper oil. Yeah.
So let's go back to this is the basil. You said have a basil plant in your house?
Yeah.
So it's like any other house plant. You could just have it. And
I have it in my house.
I'm going to go get a basil plant.
I have 2 basil plants, and I have an oregano plant in my house.
And they on a windowsill?
Yeah,
or?
just make sure it gets a lot of sun.
Okay.
It thrives in the sun and well watered. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Basil.
So we talked about tea as something different. Do you want to try that now? Or?
Sure. I'm just going to leave the bag in here not to mess things up.
And what I'm holding here is a mango because we're going to move on to fruit.
Can I put a little lemon in here?
Sure, yeah. And also, interesting fact about lemon and just citrus in general, it's also a mood perker. So some people will peel an orange and it'll brighten up their mood. So it's a mood booster too.
All citrus?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's mild.
It's mild. It's got a licoricey flavor. Basil has that. So if you smell that basil, it might have a mild licoricey flavor. So yeah.
So this we can just get in the store.
You can get in the store, or you could just use your basil leaves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great, and I like the lemon, the touch of lemon. So now what are we going to do?
So like I said, we're doing a little bit towards the not so common. You wouldn't necessarily think to put spices on fruit. So
right.
yeah,
I don't think I've ever done that.
What I have here is a mango. I don't know how common it is for people to eat a mango, so I didn't peel this one. So I'm going to show you how to peel it and cut it in an easy way.
Great.
I already washed it. That's the first thing you want to do is you want to scrub the skin. And I have a paring knife, and you want the wider side down on your palm. So that's what I got. And then I'm just going to peel it.
So we're discarding skin.
Oh yeah, you don't want to eat the skin.
Does that go with everything?
No.
Like the potato. Some people say
no.
eat your potato skins. Other people say that's poison. That's where all the toxins go.
Well, that's if the pesticides. Yeah. But that also seeps into the actual potato too. Then it's not like it's just on the skin.
So you're not
porous.
saving yourself if you peel it.
Yeah, you want to try to buy organic with potatoes. With sweet potatoes, you don't have to buy organic, and the skin does. In general, the skin has a lot of nutrients. Again, it's the protective part of the fruit, vegetable, whatever we're talking about. So you don't need to peel it, but that's a habit that we have.
So what you're peeling right now, is that a lot of nutrients in that skin?
There may be, but the skin is not good to eat. Sometimes it's harmful too, also because it is a protectant for the fruit. Not positive about the mango, but I know with certain nuts, it has chemicals in it, so it doesn't rot, or the almond, and so that could be harmful to us. So that's why sometimes people have allergies. So I'm only going to do half right now, and I'm just going to rinse it so I get like the little pieces of skin off.
So handy to have a kitchen.
Yeah. All right. So then you just want to slice through like this if you're making like little cubes, and then the other way.
Why you do it all in the palm of your hand? You don't even need a cutting board.
No, I did not grow up using a cutting board. So.
Nice.
Yeah, and then
this would be handy for camping.
Yeah, and then you just want to slice through. You don't want to slice the pit, so because there's a really big pit in there, and you just drop it into your plate or bowl or cutting board, wherever you're going to be.
And then for storing this, let's say you're going to eat the rest of that tomorrow.
You can put it in a container or wrap it in something. Yeah, so we're just going to, that was just a nice rough. We could do it more neatly, but it's
pretty nice.
So, all right, so what I was going to add to the mango was a little bit of cumin powder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't even work in my brain.
I know. So let's see how it'll taste for you, because
Okay.
I grew up eating it that way. So,
Really?
yeah. So
Interesting.
I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit on. You can definitely add some chili powder to make it spicy, but let's do this first. So I just added a little bit on there. And cumin is it's nutty and smoky, so that's what you're adding. So you have to think about that. So it might be good on melons too. And the chili could be chili is actually tangy. It's hot and tangy, right?
Okay.
So you could do that.
So you're saying those complement each other. The cumin and the chili complement each other. Nutty,
yeah,
smoky.
yes, and tangy.
Okay.
But I'm saying those are the flavors that you'd be adding. So let me get you a fork. And so
I'm
this
a little
is
skeptical.
This is, yes, she's a little skeptical. So here you go. You can try a little piece.
Okay.
You can always add a little bit of salt. You can try a little bit of chili on it. But the idea is, you know, I couldn't get good strawberries. So otherwise I was going to do watercress, strawberry, and black pepper, because that's those flavors go really well together too.
Watercress, strawberries, and black pepper.
Yeah.
You pepper your strawberries.
So I'm saying I saw a recipe. So like what I'm saying is there's a lot of recipes like that.
Yeah.
Even cumin is really good with cheese too. So any sort of cheese sauce, or if you have sliced cheese on fruit, you can do it that way too.
That's great. That's like a discovery.
Yeah, I mean, you may not
bear.
love this, but there's
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I'll have another piece.
Yeah, so, and you could add a little bit of salt or lemon, you know, you could try it that way too.
It definitely enhances the flavor.
Yeah. It's just another way to use spices. You do not have to put spices on fruit. That's not what I'm saying. But people don't normally think of it.
Right.
So, and you can do herbs too. You could put a little bit of basil on there, and it becomes a fruit salad in a sense, you know.
Okay.
But you're just adding layers, enhancing, doing different things to it. Yeah.
So what did you say, the chili pepper too? You put the...
You can put a little bit on there. Yeah. You want to try it?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to do it yourself?
No, you go ahead and put that little tiny bit on.
Okay, I'll just, you know.
She's the expert.
Well, I got a lot on there, but here. You can even squeeze a little bit of lemon. You know,
I
with
have
chili,
never thought of this.
you know,
Okay, squeezing a lemon, what will that do?
it'll brighten it even more. So what chili does is, the red chilies here, what that does is it really rounds out all the flavors. It brings together all the flavors. So you want to use spices together. You'll get a lot more out of it. So she did like an acid, you know, so an acid is the lemon.
Right.
An acid with the chili, which is tangy and with the heat, and the cumin, which is nutty and smoky. Wow. And the fruit itself is tangy and sweet, right?
That's like a flavor explosion.
Right, but you want to be thinking about all those flavors, but you don't have to make it a big deal. So that's probably a lot of chili.
There's a lot of chili. But hey, I went for the brightly colored piece.
But
it's really interesting.
Yeah, do you like it?
I like it.
Yeah. But if you think about like cantaloupe, melons, they're very sweet, mild. So if you want a little zing, you know, I mean, think about it this way. This is not exactly a fruit, but if you've probably had a Bloody Mary, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah. So you know, but that you got vegetables in there, fruit. You know, the tomato's really a fruit, but whatever. And then you got a kick in there with the black pepper. Or sometimes people put a little bit of cayenne. So if you think about drinks can be broths, you know, those are all foods, they're all flavors. So what do you want to touch on? You know, and the chili, contrary to what people think, it's very good in the heat because it's cooling your body down.
So by eating chili pepper, it cools your body down?
Yeah.
I did not know that
Yeah,
either.
and it also is really good for your digestive system. It actually heals ulcers. People think it's the other way around, but the chili itself is actually very, very good for your digestive system.
And what about when it makes people sweat?
That's what it's doing. It's cooling your body down.
Okay.
Yeah, you're emitting all the heat.
But it always just seems to come from the temple.
Yeah, it does. And it's an anti-inflammatory. That's really what it is. It calms everything down. Wow. It can even help with cluster headaches. So.
Chili peppers.
Yeah, but I don't know if you'd want to put some on your nose and that, you know. So that, but anyway, the idea is that it has an effect. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for trying that and giving us your feedback. So, would you try that again?
I would. I mean, it's like a whole new world because I've always just thought that fruit stands alone.
Yeah.
But this changes.
So it's opportunities for you to use spices in different ways. And again, we're still working with the same basic ones, but the combination and what it goes on makes a huge difference. So, moving forward with that, we've just got diced tomato and cucumbers here. And what I was thinking of adding was, and then you can, you know, add in things too. I'm going to add some basil. Again, I'm going to do cumin. So I grew up eating this as a salad without the basil, just the cumin, salt, cucumber, and tomato. And in the summer, it was just really great.
Are you going to put some turmeric in there?
Sure.
Because now that I know how super this turmeric is, I've been putting it on everything.
Yeah, it helps
Now,
prevent.
would you put it on a fruit?
I don't know, the taste. You want to work with the taste.
See, that's what I'm afraid of, overdoing things and then
Well, you're
going to
know. Like, you might like turmeric on fruit. I would not. So.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm going to get a spoon. And I'm looking for my salt. Here it is. We'll add a little bit of salt.
So you sparingly use salt?
It depends on the dish.
Okay.
You know.
Now, how about lemon? Would you put lemon in there?
I would try it out the way it is. Yeah, and the thing is, when you do a dish like this, again, all my shows, I'm not measuring, you want to coat it, like lightly coat it with the cumin. So it's gonna hit your taste buds everywhere. So that's what I'm doing here.
And I think that you not measuring kind of gives, you're saying that people can be free. You don't have to be glued to a recipe or a quarter teaspoon. Oh, look, she's just sprinkling on a little more.
Yeah, well, I noticed that I didn't put enough. The idea is you want to honor your own innate intelligence. You have it. You already know, but you know what's good for Reggie. and you'll know what's good for your family members,
right?
You know, if you cook for them or anybody else.
Honor your intelligence.
Yeah.
That's a very good mantra.
Yeah, honor it. You don't always have to get everything from the outside. You know a lot. All right, so you can try it out. You want the same?
Okay. Yeah, I'll do a.
You want the fork, or is you want to use that one?
I'll put a little on this plate so that I.
Okay, and then you'll let me know if you would want lemon on that, or if you would want a little bit of chili. The other thing you could do is you can mix it all in oil, like an olive oil or a vegetable oil or a coconut oil. You can mix it all together like that and then pour it on, so then it becomes a dressing. And if you do it that way, I would definitely add, if you're using it as a dressing, some lemon, because then you have an acid and it balances everything out.
But would the oil it would make it more fattening?
Well, it adds some fat.
This is really good.
Oh, good.
I like it.
Would you add
so
anything
why
to
would
it?
No, I wouldn't add oil, because why would you add oil? To enhance the flavor, or what would the purpose be?
Well, it does enhance flavor, but oil is very important. Fat is very important, actually, to absorb certain vitamins and nutrients, like vitamin A, so any fat-soluble vitamins. So fat is not bad. A little bit is actually very important. So I'm just saying, if you want to make this combination into a dressing, like if you have, you know, different lettuce leaves and cucumber, carrot, whatever you put on your salad, avocado, you can do it that way. So,
okay,
yeah,
that's really good.
Oh, I'm so
I'll
happy.
have one more piece of cucumber.
So anyway, just so you see at home what it looks like.
It's so interesting. I've never done this in my whole life, mixing all these different spices on these different
But again,
vegetables.
it's the same 6. We're not really, you know. And so the thing is, you don't have to spend a lot. You have this and you keep reusing it. The other thing you can do is, once you figure out what you really like, you can make your own spice mix. And you can have that with you, and you just use that. So, or different family members can have their own versions. You know.
Did you grow up doing that? Like, did you have the Rita version?
No, we just all basically ate the same thing. But yeah, but it's just something that I'm think about. I'm like, oh well, this is what I like, so I'll just keep it mixed together. It's just convenient. You know.
Right. Sure.
So, all right. So now what we're going to do is I'm thinking about dips. So this is Greek yogurt, very rich and creamy, but actually a lot less fat and better for you than regular yogurt because there's no more whey. Whey is the real fatty, the fattier, the more calorie part. Yeah.
Down with whey. Down with whey.
The whey isn't bad, but that's what happens. So, but you get something really creamy and great. So, again, I'm going to add a little bit of turmeric.
So while you're adding this stuff, how long do what's the shelf life of these things?
The spices? As a rule of thumb, generally a year. For the basil, it's about 6 months.
Really?
If they're ground. Now, if they're whole, it's about 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to add cumin.
So whole versus ground, what is more powerful? Or
anything whole, because it's contained, so it hasn't been broken apart, so the aromas haven't dissipated. And that's how you would be able to tell. So for here, well, I'll go back to this. For these ground spices, you would just smell them. So like if you smell the cumin.
Okay.
So Can you smell it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's fresh.
Smells like a Mexican restaurant.
Okay, so then it's fine. But if you didn't have any sort of aroma, then it's really not that it would hurt you, it's just not helping you.
Okay.
Now with the whole spices, what you want to do is you want to rub it between your fingers, if you want to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
And then that should let off an aroma and maybe even a little bit like of an oil scent, like between your two fingers, like an oil feel, not like oily. And and if you get that, yeah, then it's fresh. So you don't. So the thing is, like, okay, if I buy black pepper today, peppercorns, time didn't start today. I don't know how long it's been sitting on the shelf. So that's just really hard. There's no expiration date or anything. So that's what you do.
And where is the pepper coming from, for the most part?
I mean, how does it grow? Oh, it's something huge, tall vines. It's a berry.
So it's a berry.
It's a berry
Pepper
that's
is
been
a berry?
It's been dried. Yeah.
So chances are it's gone through a lot of time by the time we get it.
Also, it's probably imported. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it does last a while, like a year, 2 to 3 years. You know.
So the rule of thumb is if it doesn't have much smell to it, it doesn't have much nutrients.
Yeah, and so to help that, you don't keep it around heat and you don't keep it in a bright place. So cool, dark place.
So up here is not the best idea.
No, that's the worst idea. Away from the stove. So as soon as you use it, put it away, you know, in a drawer or something like that.
You keep yours in drawers?
Yeah, I keep it in a cabinet or in a drawer, and then I have also sometimes the ones I don't use that much, I have in the pantry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever freeze things?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. And that extends the life a
Yeah,
little
it just slows it down. Anything that you freeze slows down the decaying process. So, yeah, you could also freeze things.
Freezing spices, another spices on fruit, freezing spices. These are great tips.
So with the yogurt, I've added just cumin and turmeric, and you can make it spicy too, so you can add the chili if you want. I'm just going to add a little bit more cumin. So there we go.
So this do you use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream? Like, let's say a Mexican dish that people put sour cream on their taco. Would you use this?
I would choose this one. I think it's just has a nice decadent feel. But you could use sour cream if you want. So.
But this is healthier.
It is, yeah. But real Greek yogurt, no additives. It's got the bacteria, which is really important. It's been shown in women to help reduce cholesterol if it has the live cultures in it.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you want to add some chili to this too?
Sure.
Okay. So all we've done is turmeric, cumin, and now we'll do some chili. So you can always add more. And again, you could add the black pepper. You could add some herbs in here, some basil or oregano if you'd like. It's up to you. Yes? Or you want to try it?
I don't know. I've only eaten yogurt as a breakfast food, like fruit. So this is a whole new.
All right. Well, try it as a dip.
Okay. It's gonna be crunchy.
Maybe it needs more. I don't know. Good.
It's mild.
Okay, so it needs more. You're saying. All right. What would you want more of?
It's very yogurty.
Oh.
So this is just plain yogurt.
It's plain yogurt, yeah. So you saw how much I put in. I put in like about a whole teaspoon. So we need more than that. So that part of it is the dairy. And the other thing with dairy is it'll absorb the capsaicin.
Capsaicin?
Yeah, so
there's
it makes
a new word.
Which is the active ingredient, and so that will make it less spicy.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course, dairy takes the heat out of things.
Yes, the casein and that takes out the capsaicin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Capsaicin.
So you'd want to add a lot.
3 times fast.
So you'd want to add a lot more chili if you want it spicy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I added, a lot more cumin just now.
So if we use the chili with the seeds in it, which is hotter, it's going to calm it. It's going to cool it down.
Yeah. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're going for some zest here, right?
Yeah. And I hope this is helpful to anyone who's watching, that you can play around with it. So we, start small and then add.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah. So
we've all overdone it once or twice.
Yes. Or
throw it
made
all away.
Bad combinations. So
it's like a bad dream at the Mongolian grill. We've all thrown too many things in the bowl hoping for the best, right? So this is healthy. It don't have to worry about like too much. That's more than a dollop, but I'm thinking this will be spicier. You can see that it's definitely got more color now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So now you have an idea. For a little cup like this, it's, you know, maybe a teaspoon and a half of turmeric, cumin, a little bit of turmeric, maybe half a teaspoon. You could always go more with that. And we did about half a teaspoon of chili powder. Yeah.
I've always been afraid of chili powder, just of overheating, but that way of doing it a little at a time. Rita, you have so many good ideas.
Yeah, so do you have any other questions or things that you think we should share?
Did we put turmeric in here?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that is so mild that you can't, well, that really just overtook it, which is fine.
Yeah. One thing I didn't mention is turmeric and black pepper, very important. Okay. And we always worried about organic, not organic. We are surrounded by pollution. It's not like we can live in a bubble. So the two together, very important for combating all the toxins, whether it's in the food or in the environment.
Wow.
Yeah, we all eat black pepper. Turmeric is very mild, barely any flavor. The two together, everyone can do. And it's great for everybody's health overall. So.
And you can put it on your fruit. That's great.
So, well, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed and got a lot of information out of the show, and look forward to more spice shows.